Fire and Ice by Robert Frost again. So now we are going to deal with the poem Fire and Ice. Now the title itself suggests to you that the two opponents come together, fire and ice. Fire does not withstand ice, and ice can never be compared to fire because it is coldy things, okay? Cold in nature. So now what are actually fire and ice as per the poet now? Fire and ice are actually human emotions. Several emotions are there which can be compared to as vigorous as fire, similarly as numb that of ice. So let's see what the poet is trying to say in the poem Fire and Ice. The poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. So now in the poem, some say. So there is what do you say? We can find tone of debate, dichotomy, or a conflict between two groups of people. Some say, some have the opinion that the world will end in fire, and that is possible because it is a natural cause. Similarly, some of them have the opinion that the world will end in ice. And again, the poet is saying, from what I have tasted of desire, what I would say that desire, a feeling of desire or trying to achieve as many things as possible, be it countries, be it possessions, all these things that come under the title desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So I am very much in opinion. I agree with those who are favoring fire as to be the cause ending this world. So he's comparing desire among people, desire of getting high positions, desire of getting establishments, desire of conquering new worlds. All these things come under the title desire. So he's comparing the emotion of desire to fire. Another point of view by the poet, but if it had to perish twice, but if the world has to perish, if the world has to be die twice, two times, one will be fire, but other would be, what would be the other one? I think I know enough of hate. He says hate, another human emotion. Hate is also enough for destroying this world. To say that for destruction, ice is also great. Ice, the human emotions like ice, the numbness, the cold, the icy nature, the insensitiveness, all these things come under the title hate. So, hate is also one cause to end this world. And he says ice is also great and it will be sufficient to end this world. It is suffice. It will be very much enough to end this world. Moving on to the depth of the poem, main points. It is a debate among people, dichotomy, conflict, or debate. Some say life will end in fire, whereas some have the opinion that ice can also be the cause of end. Both ice and fire are the representation of human emotions. Fiery emotions like anger, then what do you say, conflict, dispute, fight, everything comes under the title fire. At the same time, ice, like the hidden emotions like insensitiveness, indifference, jealousy, hatred, or these things. But prominently, fire is represented by the desire in human beings, and ice is the hatred among people. It is a message that life should be led peacefully. So, for a sustained life, what is more important? Peaceful. So, all these emotions should be get rid of. Fire symbolically refers to the extreme desire of people either to be powerful, ruling, and conquering others. The finest example of fire definitely could be wars, extreme desire of human beings. Ice refers to hatred as it is hidden and associated to the numbness. The same feeling when we touch this ice, what sort of feeling does we get? It's very cold. Both ice and fire could be the source of destruction according to the poet. symbols. Fire and ice both represent human nature and behavior. Fire and ice are metaphors wholly used in the poem. So, human emotions are given the comparison to fire and ice. So, what all feelings can be associated to fire in nature? Like avarice, greed. That means too much greed, too much desire to achieve things. Lust, again too much desire. Intolerance, unwillingness to share or accept. That is what we mean as intolerance. That is icy in nature. Rigidity, stern. We don't change our attitude. That is icy. That is very hard like ice. That's the thing that there is a comparison over there. Insensitivity, indifference. All these things can be considered to be the emotions which can be compared to ice. So, what could be the possible theme of the poem? Fire represents desire and can therefore be a cause to end this world. That is true. But on the other hand, ice symbolizes human hatred and indifference that can also add up to the power of destruction. The poet is of the opinion that even if there are natural causes that brings end to this world, too much passions and dominating nature of human beings definitely will be more powerful than human weapons. So, both fiery as well as icy emotions can be the cause of end to this world. So, fire and ice both are very powerful in nature. Poetic devices. Rhyming scheme, stanza 1, A B A A, stanza 2, B C B C B. Alliteration, the examples are given over there. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. I hold with those who favor fire. So, the underlined letters you could see. Sound sir is repeated in the first line, again in the second line, and the third line favor fire. One more thing is there, some say is repeated in two lines consecutively. So it is an example for repetition. Then moving on to one more poetic device. In the last three lines we can say, to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. These three lines without any punctuation mark, not even a single comma is used there. So one sense or one meaning is conveyed through three different lines. That is also a poetic device and it is called as enchapment. So this is about the poem. I hope you would understand. Once again, we'll read the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Thank you.